Hello, people. How are you? I hope you all had a Merry Christmas. And I hope you got some stuff planned for New Year's. Apologies if I keep muting today. I have still got a very barking cough. It's doing my bloody head in. On top of things, you might see that this eye is a little bit gammy. Christmas Eve at 8:40 in the morning, my little Ern decided, nah, evening, mate. We have not seen you in a while. How are you, mate? My little boy at 8:40 in the morning on Christmas Eve flailed his arms and managed to scratch my pupil and the underneath bit. So I've got some cream and stuff to try and get it back to normal, hopefully. Evening, Daniel. Evening, John. Evening, Sharman. You were at A&E at all this morning. I was at Minor Injuries on Boxing Day, which wasn't fun. Evening, Barry. How you doing? I hope we've all had a good one. And Wednesday, can you learn to not give us all heart palpitations and be able to let us in a game and just enjoy it? Because at the minute, it's fun when you get to full time and you got to 3-3, but at half time when you're 3-0 down, it's so annoying. They were so easy goals that we conceded as well, which was the annoying part. I thought Otabio did really well. But you look at that game, you look at that starting line, you're thinking, that could be something. I'm also very much aware on the short I did for the starting lineup, I messed some stuff up. I was at my mother-in-law doing that game, so different background, different everything. I literally was left in a room with my father-in-law watching a game on an iPad, just trying to enjoy it. We are potentially doing a watch-along for Preston on Sunday, so that could be good. It is Sunday, isn't it? For some reason, yeah, Sunday. So we are potentially doing a watch-along for Preston on Sunday, so we'll see about that and see what I can wrangle up and get done. Oh, it's horrible, Sharman. I hate it. I hate it with passion. I've been hit with it the worst out of my lot. My missus, my little boy, and my little girl have all had their flu vaccine stuff, and I'm the only one that's not had it. Do you eat a lot of cheese at half time to soften the blow? I ate a lot of food that day. I ate a lot of food. We had a buffet and got to half time. I was already thinking and wishing I brought my Jack Daniels with me. And I hadn't, because at half time I was like, this game is dead and buried. But then at the same time, I was like, I got to stop saying that, because this team doesn't know how to give up, which is good, considering we like to give teams a 3-0 head start. I will say something, though. The fact that they can take off an injured Tommy Curran and bring on Lotte shows you how good their depth is too. Yeah, them losing Conway can be a big one, and then their keeper going off as well. Which looked like it was a dislocated shoulder. The red, I think the second yellow red, I thought it was a bit soft, but we've been giving them in the pack recently. So it is what it is. I'm going to take it as one of those ones of the refereeing decisions are just bad. But I thought I had to miss it as I was in the... I took an iPad with me now. I literally took an iPad with me and went, sorry, I'm watching it. I don't care. They all understand what I do now, so it makes a lot of sense. Let me just check how this eye is. Oh, I can read stuff. For a while, I haven't been able to read stuff. It's all blurry a little bit in the eye. The goals, though. Let's talk about the goal Wednesday scored. Ingleson was absolutely fantastic. Like the Owls, I'm back from the dead, feeling better for the first time in weeks. You're young, Jake. You'll recover quicker. I hope so. I really hope so. It's more my eye that I'm more concerned about at the minute, Jez. You can see this one here is just knackered. But the thing I got is Ingleson and Chalobah made such a good difference. And I think Chalobah is not being given the respect he deserves, because he did so much of the dogged work that we've been needing all season from someone like that. And I think we might get a good Chalobah in the second half of the season. I really hope so. So I think he generally deserves a massive run in the team if he can stay fit, because you keep him fit, he gets going. You look at Windass, the fittest he's been for a long time. And it's making all the difference. It's making all the difference to us because he's been able to play some good football. And the thing is, the fitter we keep him, the better he's going to be. So even if he gets a bit annoyed for coming off, if he can keep doing stuff, then fantastic. Like, generally fantastic. Windass a goal. I have no idea what it hit. I think it hit his thigh. Good team, Borough. They did well to did that out. I did say at halftime we'll win it 4-3. We will do 93rd minute winner. That the only thing I was missing wasn't to be. I might have a fever dream prediction again, but not at the car. The light for Valerie made mistake, but some of the treatments have reminded me of when. Yeah, I agree. I've not been a bigger fan at the time, but I think there've been times where, for me, he's improved going forward. It just at the back he's a little bit poor, but a lot of fans said that to me. John said that to me. It was very much a case of great attacking player, not very good in the defensive. I think we were all begging for Ugbo late winner. It would have been the icing on the cake to a really good comeback. And then that header by Valor, it was just a death touch when it really just go in. And it just shows you that togetherness with the fans, with the players, that team spirit that we saw last season when we were fighting relegation. Yeah, they've now got it again while they're mid-table. They don't know when to give up. What we need to do is we just need to start having the wherewithal not to go down early doors. Because we show we can defend well as a unit. Get well soon, Jake. This was me last year. Total commissioner. Hoping things look. Cheers, Rosie. Did you have a good Christmas, love? Oh, God, your husband must not be great at the minute then. Valerie, first goal in 5 years too. Was it 5 years? Jesus Christ. Wow. We are breaking some records this year with some of our players and some of the stuff we do. Windass is getting closer and closer to that elusive 50 goals. I think him having a target helps. There was only going to be one winner at the end. Yeah, I think Middlesbrough, once that third goal went in and once they went down to 10 men, they just really went to a defensive line. I thought Gassama's run was fantastic, but give them credit, their striker running back for that tackle was pretty impressive. Has anyone ever called for Wednesday with his Jacob like Windass? I don't think so. I don't think so. It might be a first, but I'm gonna say this with a pinch of salt. He took it well, but I think the commitment and the passion that the players are showing, we just need to get out of this thing of having to. We just have to get out of this way of just having to conceive first before we wake up, because that's been our issue. It seems like since the Peterborough game. In that thing, we have a thing like we like having that mentality of if we are losing, we can get back into it. Then let go and have a lead and see if we can defend it. It's a weird situation the club find themselves in with players and stuff because I never really know whereabouts they're going to be. Because the thing is, we've done this so many times now that it's hard to write us off. They did it at Wednesday, mate. Yep. It's hard to write this team off when they start playing like this because they can come back and get back into games. I generally think in the transfer window, if we have a decent window and get maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 bits of quality, I generally think we could do well. Ian feeling confident for the next 2 games. Same. Ian and Jake, how we feel about selling Price, having him loaned straight back to us next season. I like it, but I like to know what the agreement is and how much we sell him for. I worry on the selling price that we may have it that he might get a really bad sale price when I think he's worth more than what we might get offered. Already knew Azar was good. He was classy. He's one of their better players. He was a steal. I think they only paid like 2 million, 3 million for him from Villa. He was an absolute bargain. And when Plymouth fans lost him, they were gutted. the last 5 first halves have been awful. Yeah, they have. But we have to learn to do better with that. I can't understand why we're so lethargic in the first half, not playing bad, but outgunned. I don't know. It's weird, isn't it? It's a very, very weird. It's a weird situation we find ourselves in, because we shouldn't be that lethargic when we start games. We should be at them. Maybe they need to do something in the warm-up a little bit different. Good evening. Quite scary what this team could achieve if they start matches from the off. I agree, Glenn. I agree with that one. Hope you're doing well, mate. Have a good Christmas. Have you had a chance to watch Jack Ward's 8-minute video on Daniel and how he changed? I have, mate. It was really interesting. It was really good. I was really impressed with it. Danny, very good. The thing is, what I saw when we were watching the game is how Danny was immediately on the tactic ball with Henrik, going, what do we do next? How do we fix it? Where are we going to fix it? What are we going to do? Already figuring it out. Everyone thinks that Danny's this shouty man in the dressing room to get them going. He's not. He goes in very calmly and tells them what to do and where we're going wrong. And that is the thing that I think is actually kind of rare in this day and age of football. I generally think it's really rare that we do that. I keep saying teams that finish should be the one that starts. True. Yep. I think you keep getting it a bit wrong on the thing, but it's interesting. Evening, Ryan. How you doing, mate? I had a good one, Glenn, apart from Christmas Eve getting my eyeball fingernailed by my little one. Could have done without that, but apart from that, it was decent. Yeah, it wasn't fun. I think the thing is, we will have to see what Danny does. I think Odebayo, it took him a lot out of him. I think it took a lot out of him. I think he struggled to get into that game. And Jamal Lowe just didn't have the service. He didn't have the service in the first half. He was running around trying to do stuff, and that's not his game. So it's interesting. If we can come back again, one of the big hitters and get consistent full, then unthinkable could possible. Danny style owes a lot to F1, I reckon. It all starts and telemetry. Quite annoying how the tactics are done at half time. I don't know. I don't think it is done at half time, Alex, though. I think there's a tactic they start with, and the players don't seem to get it straight away. You look at when Beadle went down injured, in air quotes, injured. He had to get them to try and listen again. I don't think it's the case that the tactics aren't done right. I think they just don't get it. I don't think the way the players wake up. I think this team have got a strong mentality that they play better when they're behind. Generally, I think they are so used to being behind in games. When they have to start on the front foot, they really struggle. I generally think if we started to figure out a way of fixing these first halves, we do really well. It'd be scary. On the big day, I used to bemoan our lack of plan B. Under Danny, we have a plan Z. Yep, I agree. Bernard is missing the Preston game as well, yes. So he's missing Middlesbrough and Preston. Preston way have been one of our problems in the previous season. We didn't. I think last season we did okay. I think it'll be interesting. Preston are decent at home. I haven't done the preview for that yet. That's going to get done tomorrow. I believe Preston have got a decent record at home. The one team when we played them, we didn't play. Let's be honest, we didn't play particularly well at home against them, but we did okay. Like their home record is 18 points. Their away record is 8. They've got 23 goals, but they've got 29 goals against. So it could be interesting. They've got 26 points this year. So let's see. Let's see on that one, because anything could happen in that game. And I wouldn't mind seeing us just try and go out a bit aggressive like we did in that second. I'd play Ingolson from the start next game. I'd play Ingolson from the start and give him a run. I'd probably potentially play Chalobah from the start as well. Did we lose at Preston last year? I think we won at Preston last year, mate. Try to take your game as it comes. That's the only thing you can do. You're going to go with the Darren Moore motto as every game as it comes. 32 people watching, 15 like. Get those likes up, people. I much appreciate it. Excuse me. Doesn't have to be in January, but what do you think of Miles, a 21-year-old striker? But I've heard of him, and I think it will be a good shout. It all depends on what you can get a deal for him for. Now, the thing is, one of the things I will say is, we do need a little bit of experience, but I think it will be a good shout. He's doing really well at Charlton at the minute. Preston a bit like Coventry for us. Yep, very much so. And we got them again soon as well. It was interesting watching the highlight scene, the Lampard-Rooney derby, because that just makes me feel old. Seeing those two managers, and bloody Plymouth fan must be pulling their hair out. In Duran, how you doing, mate? We beat Preston last season. I think it was around... It was this time. It was definitely around this time last season, because we ended up playing Middlesbrough and Preston around here. So when the thing came, it helped bring back Cadamartri, drop low. I don't think we're dropping. I don't think we're bringing Cadamartri back, Russell. From all I've seen, he's staying out on loan. Pulling hair out and Rooney mentioned together, like it, Jake. Hey, at work, how you doing, mate? I might be old, but you're chasing the oldies. Looking forward to another Pie Face vlog. Yeah, it should be good. Couple more players, I reckon we can get playoffs. I think we need a bit of quality. Definitely defense. Defense still needs work. It's been needing work all summer. All season. I think we add a bit to it in the summer, and I think you can see why we wanted a defender on deadline day. At least we are near the 50-point mark. Now, that thing, he'd been saying the 50-point mark, but you noticed he's going in cycle when he mentions the points. He goes, we're going to get to 30. The next one is get to 40, but before we get to that, we're going to try and get to 35. It's interesting. He takes it in little increments instead of big increments. It took us ages to get to the points last year, so I will take anything right now as it comes, because we are having a good season in mid-table at the moment. I think a couple of pieces, you could be up there. You could be up there, but you look at that table, it's tough. It's very, very tough. So you look from, let's go from Swansea in 10th. They're on 30, we're on 33. West Brom 35, no manager. Middlesbrough 36, Watford 37, Blackburn 38, Sunderland 44, Burnley 47, United 48, and Leeds United 48. A roll 4-1-4-1 master plan. True. I think we're pushing in the right direction. If we do what we did in the second... That's the thing. I think if we can have a run like we had second half of last season, it will be interesting, because we had playoff form then. And it all depends what you can get in, because remember last season, we had to convince players to come in, and it was hard because of where we are. This season in 9th, we shouldn't be having to convince anyone to come in. Generally, I don't think we should be convincing anyone. I think we'll be quite easily be able to go, players to come in. I think what we'll have is maybe someone at the top 6 going, hey, we're looking at someone you're looking at, they're in top 6, then playoff, we want him to go there. Excuse me. So we will see what gets said and how things go, but it should be busy. I'm hoping it's busy anyway. And I want all our business done early doors. Generally, I want all our business done early doors. It's naff for the channel, but I like it all to be done. Other than the top 3, rest like it could be anyone's. I agree. Depending on their name, I think West Brom might drop off. I really feel sorry for West Brom fans on that one. Getting that news on Christmas Eve must have felt like a hammer blow. Everybody already knew what was happening and who was going to be going, but getting that on Christmas Eve, Jesus. Apart from Blackburn going from near bottom last season, we've gone from struggling to decent big bump. Yep, I agree. I reckon if we'll just be bidding war the other top 10s for players, maybe. I think Mark Robin gets that job. I think that's a really good shout. And I think it's a job he would deserve. And we're a bit more backing, like, because he didn't really have much backing at Cov. So I reckon it'd be a good shout. Gutting for the fans, yeah. All right, GS, the video, go Christmas. Evening Bob 123, how were your Christmas, mate? They got John Hattega, Mark Robin, Russell Martin, David Moy, Terry Murray, D. Cooper, and Gary O'Neill are the one to go for. Co-sign on Mark Robbins. I generally think he will be a really good shout. I'm not even kidding. I think if they got him, he could do a really good push with West Brom. I don't want him to, because I want him to drop. 37 people watching, 15 like girls, likes up, people. Much appreciate it. It's a good match. The transfer window will be important to see if we can push a few additions. The thing is, Danny got a very easy, convincing thing to say to Chansiri. It's very simple. A couple additions, I might get you top 6. Ian, Steve, how you doing, mate? It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. Had a little eye injury on Christmas Eve. Got some ointment for that on Boxing Day, but apart from that, it was all good. I still got this hacking cough, though. Hey up, Danny, how you doing, mate? If anyone can remember Preston away last season, it was 1-0 Marvin Johnson. It was. I do remember it. It started off a quite a weird period where we were looking okay for a little bit. We just got to get consistent. If we can get consistent, then great. Only thing with Baggy, I'm not sure how much he can spend behind the scenes. Maybe that's why they go for Mark Robinson, wheeler and dealer. They are very close to FFP, if I'm not mistaken, John. You would know a bit more being that area. Also, what's everyone's take on the Watford player who got sent off? It wasn't bad, mate. Busy. It was busy on Christmas Day. We were at ours, but it was busy just doing stuff. I was just in a lot of pain, Bob, because I had my 1-year-old graft me on the pupil on Christmas Eve, so I had to just deal with that thing all day, and I'm glad I went in on Boxing Day. Could have done without going to minor injuries on Boxing Day, but it had to be happened. Pronouncing the H is hacking. Evening, darling. Get to playoffs and then all thereabouts, and we push on next season if we don't game playoffs this season. True. I have the thing with us getting playoffs. I do worry if we got playoffs, we'd be automatically straight back down. So, at the end of the game, Barry, he did a dance in Fortnite where you do like the loser sign on your head at the Pompey players, and then he got another red for it. I didn't teach him anything. He taught that all on his own. Ian in low, big up yourself, punk. Thank you, mate. Much appreciate it. So I can't stay long. Icing up for price. No way, mate. Be there, fan, much as you can. Thank you for joining anyway. Deliberately fan taunting should be punished. Yeah, I think it's a hard one because the bin stuff said that the fan were taking the mick out of his name. But I don't know what to believe. I've seen bits of everything. And at the end of the day, what he's done. Generally, I think it was dumb. He shouldn't have done it, but it is what it is. He'll now miss games for his team, and Watford could have probably do with him. Yeah, we're long way off playoffs. Yep, but imagine what we will be good with the old Patrick. True. Unfortunately, I think that it's really getting promoted of most teams. Blimey, mine. Yeah, mate, it wasn't that bad actually, Chef Cam. I walked in and there were two or three people. And as I was leaving, I must have had about 6 or 7 come in as I left. So I was like, okay, I came in at the right time. Brilliant. Got in, got out, got home. It was really quick. I think I was in for 30 minutes. It was actually really dead, which I was thankful for. I think if I went at a different, time, I probably would have been there a lot longer. It was a Dacia, but I mean, it's not like he did a Vardy. True. Anyone who goes up now, they will come back down to pocket the 100 million and move on. True. It's a double-sided coin where anything is possible. You never know the promised land. You look at Luton last season. Luton went up, and they used a lot of that to help and get the money for the stadium. Thing is, if we did go up, we'd come straight back down, like having an FFP cheat code. I agree. Defenders are priority in the transfer window. I agree. Not at a ball level or taunting. Adebayor will never, ever, ever, ever not go down as one of my favourite memories of watching him do that. It's proper shithouse, but I like it. I better than being in on my side. Yeah, I agree. I agree, mate. I was just quite happy with how quickly I went. Regarding rumours is to be interested by Cov. Don't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. For us, I think if we get anyone, it's gonna be loans. It'll be loans, maybe or buy if they're available at a good price. It's that word good and price. Oh, hello. What? Saying there's an error. Oh, it'll be fine. So we'll see on that one because I don't know. I generally don't know what's a good price in this market anymore. The transfer window is completely and utterly grooved for me. And it had been for many, many, many seasons. Because a couple of seasons ago, you could have had a really good season saying it was good. You basically have to spend stay in the Prem any length of time. Most clubs can stay there long enough to generate that kind of money needed. True. You look at the likes of Bournemouth, Forest now. Forest spent a shit ton when they first went up. And look where they are now, they're third. It was a very good video. I watched that earlier today. It was really good. Will we finally touch the German markets in January? I'm going to reread that. Will we finally touch the German transfer markets in January? Maybe. It all depends. It all depends on what Danny wants. You got to remember, you're going for any player abroad, you got to go through the loophole and making sure they can qualify. Because there's no point getting them if they can't qualify. But it wouldn't surprise me if he tried to use it and try and see what's out there. I like to see it, but you gotta think of what he did last year. Have a think of what happened last year. Last year we got Beadle, Pervader, and Ugbo, and it gave us a very good boost, right? Granted, if we can keep Charles in from Southampton, and we can get Ugbo playing like he did in that second half, the potential, you bring in the right people, a couple of centre-backs and maybe an attacking mid-stroke striker, there's a possibility there. I think he's a left forward, left midfielder. Is he best? Generally, I think he is. Have they actually sacked him now? Jesus Christ. That 2 managers in 2 seasons, that never ends well. Yeah, they sacked him. Naka's sacked as coach. Jesus. They said it would come in. They said that sacking would come in. Weird, isn't it? A run of 9 matches without a win and he'd been sacked. Yet Pep Guardiola's still Man City manager. Getting promoted to Prem could make the club more secure financially if we got relegated. Could be very much so. Who was the last decent German player we had? Decent is interesting because I like Borna. I like Julian Borna, but some people won't say he's decent. Well, Rooney probably has a gaff in Stoke somewhere. Oh, can you imagine that if Stoke actually did that? That'd be hilarious. Literally the only German player we ever had. Yeah, I forgot to say, I think it's Borna. I think it's Julian Borna. But the thing is, it's interesting here. Like, they're putting John Walters said, he's a talented coach with huge potential. He's worked relentlessly hard and no doubt will go on to achieve success in the future. However, this is the results and performance have been recently not been acceptable in hindsight. That just sounds like I fucked up, so I'm sacking you. They literally made a whole thing of him being the first ever German player. Yep. Stoke have been bad for the last 7 years. They've been 2.5 months and he's not the problem. Their problem goes deep rooted. I feel Stoke, and no offense to John here, Stoke are starting to feel like that Birmingham team. That every season they were near the relegation spot. They were always floating around it. And it feels like one of those things where I don't think I think there's a lot worse teams than Stoke this season. But one season they might come across as being the only team that might drop, and then you'll see stuff. It's interesting. They're pre-takeover anyway. Yeah, yes. Isn't that about 2 managers we got sacked this season? It's a lot more than that. Stoke manager, Oxford manager, Hull manager. They need 6 managers season before you can insult them and call it them. Oh, thank you, John, for killing my lungs. Tino Werner coming. Yeah. It'll be interesting where they go with that one, because there's a lot of good managers out there at the minute. No, I think Watford kept their manager this season. We had half of that with the 3, to be fair, John, not long ago. True. Feel like Shay was reviewed. Yeah, we'll see. I think Stoke should go for the Wickham, and everyone else have been linked with him. It would be a bad shout. You only want that because it'll help dint their Wickham in League One. I see what you're doing. John. But I think he has been linked with a lot of clubs, though. There's a lot of clubs looking at him. And I think it can be whoever gets him, if they get him midway at a January point, that could destroy Wickham potential going forward. And it could potentially go for whatever anyone trying. 40 people watching, 20 like. Can we get the like to be 40 as well? Much appreciated. Little like button. Everything helps go a long way. Just help the algorithm push it a little bit in the recommendation column for people. On a bigger scale, it's the same as Remember Man U, not the problem. Yep, I agree. They are keeping pace with us. Been impressive with that. They've been good this year, Wickham. It's really weird as well. I've seen some of the highlights of Wickham. They actually look like a footballing playing team for once, which I've never seen them be. Like, I've always seen them be the shithouse team under, what's he called? Long hair rock star. He couldn't let Shrewsbury. I've forgotten his name. But I think there's a lot of clubs right now that are in that Manchester United model where the gaffers are not the problem. It's everything. Ainsworth, that's it. Thank you, mate. It's everyone behind the scenes that's the issue, or the structure's not right in place. And Cowboy Gas. Gareth Ainsworth. She will be choice CDM at Southend, so will be strange to take him back. I don't think they will. I think they'll be able to want to do some recruitment there as well. It could be interesting because there's a lot of teams who are now panicking. Like, it's the time of year. I think we're starting to see the time of year when managers go a lot, and there's a lot of teams panicking. But we'll see. As long as when to keep doing what we're doing and we can keep one Danny rule, I'll be happy. But the thing is, we have to keep him happy. That's the thing, and that's the hard part. I think he's happy with the players. He's happy with the fans. He's happy with everything. He just I think he gets frustrated where he knows where the club could be with a little bit of financial backing. Sharman's in the same boat with the cough. Wouldn't be surprised if they gave us Ronnie Edwards. I like Ronnie Edwards. I generally would. He's one on my list of players I'd like to see get in. There's that young Tottenham lad as well. I wouldn't mind seeing him. I'm gonna Mickey Moore. come in. That wouldn't be a bad shout either. A team that is overachieving can sometimes cause fans to get carried away in terms of expectations. Thing is, I don't think we're overachieving this year. That's the thing. I don't think we're overachieving. I think we're at where we are. Like, generally, I have news about tomorrow. Okay? What tomorrow? I have news about tomorrow? Give me a minute. I'd say we're about right where we are, to be fair. Yeah, I agree. I think where we are this season, and there's nothing wrong with us being a mid-table team. Like, generally, there's nothing wrong with us being mid-table. I think that's a good position for us to be in. I'm happy with the current progress. Okay. That's nice. The teams currently below us are worse than the ones that are, and the ones above are better. Yeah, we're in the right place. At the moment, we seem to have the ability to be where we are, but the decision making is dire. Yep. I had a finishing mid-table too, Nat. Like, I went, get to 50 points and see what you have left in front of you. True. In hindsight, if Danny had been here last season, who knows where we would have been now. The thing is, if we can have the run we had last second half of the season last year, would be brilliant. It would be brilliant. I had us finishing the season, so it's all going well so far. 17 points until safety, lads. Doable. It's doable. It's very, very doable. It's very doable and it's very workable. And if we literally have a good window, we could do well. It's just replicating year's second half season, and we'll be definitely in the playoffs. I agree. At that season, I didn't give a placement. I just said progression is good, and we are. That's a good shout. Happy with top half season, but we can do better, I reckon. Yep. We are 2 points from safety, thankfully. Final countdown, Sherman. Then, sorry, I meant if DC had given Danny the job instead of... The thing is, the only reason why Danny didn't get the job at the start, and it's very, very simple. Sicko literally had a promotion on his back. That's why he got the job. He got the job because he had a promotion on his CV from the championship. That is generally the only reason he got it. I think 40 points is enough to survive. Quality at the bottom is non-existent. Quality at the bottom, you look at that bottom half of the table. Right, what you got in that bottom half of the table? You got... Your bottom three right now are Plymouth on 18, Cardiff on 18, Hull on 19, Plymouth on 20, Oxford on 21, Stoke on 22, Luton on 25, QPR 25, Preston 26. That is your bottom half right now. Plymouth have got a goal difference of 49. Cardiff 37, Hull 32, and Pompey 37. Ridiculous. I think Plymouth are gone unless they bring someone in. Considering the way we're only 45 minutes, we only play 45 minutes. Knights is brilliant. Had us finishing around 15, 17, I remember. Plymouth are going, I think. Hull and Plymouth look awful. Quality for EFL in general this season. I think League One and Champs seem poor. I was saying this to someone the other day. I think so. Leicester City won the Premiership on a shoestring in 2016. Escaped relegation in 2015. Richard III discovered it. Yeah. Agree, Glenn. Plymouth will go. Top 10, I reckon. I think it was me. I think it was you, actually, Jack. With how much we talk, it probably was you. Among everything else we talk about. Dicko chats. I know Luton beat us, but we're better than them and just got cheated, really. Luton are turning it a little bit around. I think it'll be interesting. You look at that championship table. It's not a strong championship this year. This team can choose anything if they went away. True. I want to say Plymouth down, but everything says last year about us, and I held out hope, so never say never. True. A lot of Hull fans are convinced they'll come good, after transfer. I think they're expecting their owner to pump a lot of money at it, and I think he will. The thing is, they are very good at balancing in their book to a point. So FFP they've done quite well with, but for them it all depends if their owner decide to give a shit about Hull City or Fenerbahce, and it all depends which one he decides is going to be his favourite child to play with, because as late he starts things talking about Fenerbahce, which is ridiculous. The thing is, all we can pray is that in the window we have a good backing by Danny, and it goes from there. I like Plymouth to stay up, stop up, and really turn it around. And I'd love to see Streck have a walk out at St Andrews next season, but I don't see it. No, I don't think he'll. Alfie from HTC7 might disagree about Hull. Has he done another one? I think he feels like something's not right there. I genuinely think there's something. I've watched this stuff recently, and there is something not right at Hull. Generally, there's something not right at Hull, and there hasn't been for a while. By why is not expensive. By why is not expensive. True. I think if you buy smart, you can do well. Right, guys, I'm going to call it a night because my eye is starting to close again. So I'm struggling to see. So I will see you in the next one. I can see the eye gone. We call all chances, but they didn't implode next season. Oh, yeah. He is. He's mental. He's absolutely fucking mental. He's an absolute back-it case. But, right, I'm going to go, guys. My eye's starting to go. So I will see you tomorrow for the preview. We are doing a watch-along on Sunday at 12:30, so join me for that. That should be good. And let's have a good one. And we'll do well, and let's see how we all do. See you guys later. Have a good one. I'll speak to you soon.